The laughter around the table froze the second he said it. "Daniel," my boss began, swirling the last of his Merlot, "why don't you let me borrow your wife tonight? For old time's sake." The words hit like a gunshot. The chatter stopped. The clinking of cutlery halted midair. My wife, Emily, sat right beside him, her lips parted just slightly, eyes wide, cheeks flushing crimson. And then she laughed. It was soft at first, nervous maybe, but then it grew. "Oh, Mark," she said, touching his arm lightly. "You always joke too far." But his smirk told me it wasn't a joke. Not entirely. That was the moment I realized this dinner wasn't what it seemed. The restaurant was dimly lit, the kind of expensive place where deals were made over aged wine and whispered promises. I had looked forward to this evening for weeks. Mark had invited us both to celebrate my promotion. I thought it was recognition, gratitude. Instead, it felt like a setup. Emily looked radiant in her dark blue dress, the one she wore only on special occasions. I noticed the way she avoided my eyes now, focusing instead on the flickering candle between us. Mark leaned back, his gaze lingering on her far too long. "You know," he said, his tone dripping with mock admiration, "Emily always had this grace about her. Even back in those long nights at the office." I blinked. "Back then?" I asked quietly. Emily froze, her fork halfway to her lips. "Oh, he means years ago," she said quickly. "When I helped with his charity event. You remember, Dan." But I didn't. Mark chuckled, savoring the tension. "That's right. Late hours, lots of brainstorming. You were such a help, Emily." Her smile was tight, forced. Something inside me began to twist. The red flags I'd ignored, the way she dressed up more for work lately, her sudden need for privacy on her phone, her restless energy before company dinners, all started to fit together like shards of a mirror. I excused myself and went to the restroom, gripping the sink as the truth began to pulse beneath my skin. My reflection looked like a stranger, eyes sunken, jaw clenched. "You're overreacting," I told myself. "It's just your boss being inappropriate. He's drunk. You're tired. Don't ruin this night." But when I returned, Mark was whispering something close to her ear. She laughed again, but her hand was trembling around her glass. I caught a single word in his whisper. "Still." "Well." The world tilted. I wanted to walk out, to explode, to demand the truth. But something colder took over, a calculated calm. If I lost control, he'd win. If I made a scene, I'd look weak. So I smiled. "Mark," I said smoothly, taking my seat. "You said you wanted to discuss a project for next quarter?" He grinned, knowing I'd taken the bait. Yes, but business can wait. Tonight's about appreciation." He raised his glass, eyes flicking between us. "To loyalty." Emily's hand brushed mine beneath the table, gentle, pleading. I didn't move. The rest of dinner blurred into a haze of half-truths and forced laughter. When we finally stepped outside, the air was cool, cutting through the tension that clung to my skin. Emily exhaled shakily. "He's disgusting. You saw how he was acting. I should have told you before that he..." "Before what?" I asked quietly. She hesitated. "Before he made those comments at work. Months ago. I didn't want to worry you." I studied her face, every twitch and flicker of fear. "Or was it before you met him after hours?" Her eyes widened. "What are you implying?" "Don't make me say it," I whispered. Silence. A single tear welled in her eye. That was all the answer I needed. I felt something break. Not just in my heart but deep inside my sense of self. It wasn't anger. Not yet. It was numbness, thick and suffocating. She tried to reach for me but I stepped back. "You said you didn't want to worry me. You succeeded." We drove home in silence. The hum of the tires was the only sound, a low, steady reminder that something irreversible had happened between us. At home she started crying, soft, trembling sobs that grew into heaving gasps. "It was one time, Dan. Swear. I thought you'd never find out. He said it wouldn't mean anything." I hated myself after. "Please don't look at me like that." Her words broke something open in me. You didn't hate yourself enough to stop, I said flatly. She dropped to her knees, clutching my hand. I love you. It was a mistake. I was lonely and he knew what to say. But I've been trying to fix it ever since. And then somehow I laughed. It wasn't cruel, it was empty. Fix it. By bringing me to dinner with him. Her voice cracked. He threatened to tell you. I thought if I played along I could protect you, us. That lie might have comforted me once. Now it only sounded like desperation. I walked to the kitchen, poured 2 glasses of whiskey, and set one down in front of her. Then let's toast, I said quietly. To honesty. She didn't take it. I drank mine slowly, staring into her tear-streaked face. And that's when the idea came to me. Not vengeance, not forgiveness. Something colder. The next morning, I walked into Mark's office with a calmness that scared even me. I'm quitting, I said. He smirked, spinning in his chair. That's a shame. I was hoping to see Emily again. Oh, you will, I said evenly. HR has all your messages now. The ones you sent her after she tried to end it. The harassment reports. The photos you didn't know I had. His face drained of color. I just came to say, I added. You're done. When I left the building, the sun was rising. Pale, cold light washing over the parking lot. That night I packed a single suitcase. Emily begged me not to go. She said we could start over, that she'd go to therapy, confess everything. But I didn't answer. Because in that moment I realized something terrifying. Forgiveness wasn't what I wanted. What I wanted was peace. And peace meant leaving behind the version of myself that still believed her. As I closed the door behind me, her sobs faded into the quiet. For the first time in months I could breathe.